Okay, Danny, do you want to tell me some things about the new album, your new album?
Well, basically, this is a collection of songs that I've called my orphans for many years. Some of them were written very long ago, some of them recently, but overall they cover a period of probably almost 40 years. And it's all songs that I've written without any plans to release because they're not necessarily the sort of music that people expect from me. But I like all kinds of music, so I don't always write with, planning an album. I just write songs and worry about it later. And so these never fit anywhere with a Tyketto album or a solo album. And then I started getting the idea that it would be nice to put them all in one place once there were enough of them. So I actually have more, but these were the ones that I narrowed it down to. We cut it down to 14. So it's something that it's turned out to have worked very well. I didn't know if people would follow it or if, they'd be interested, but the reaction to the album has been amazing.
I would like to know, how did you choose the songs? Which song will be recorded for the album?
Well, like I said, they were all kind of in a folder, and as I would play through them, it's kind of like you decide which ones are ready. There's some that still aren't ready. I haven't, there's some I listen to and think, no, I'm not happy with that yet. But all the ones that I was most solid with, those are the ones I ended up choosing.
Okay, and what about the people? Did the people like this kind of music? Because we haven't used to hear these things from you.
Yeah, well, there came a point, I discussed this with a few close friends and musicians, and I said, I was a little bit worried because it's definitely, it's not a hard rock album, and it's not any one thing. There's blues on it, there's jazz on it, there's some songs that are close to country, there's an Irish song, there's, it's all kinds of things. And in the end, I was told by a number of my fellow musicians, there comes a point where you have to decide you're going to make the album that you want to make and hope that people will spend the time to listen and like it as much as you do. So in the end, that's what I had to do.
So I suppose you are satisfied from the result of the album and the songs?
I'm very happy. I couldn't have hoped for better. I love the way all the musicians came together. We recorded a lot of it together, and everybody got very excited about it while we were working on it. The sound of the album that we got at Sonic One Studios is just perfect for these songs. It has a very, very natural, organic sound. We used all real instruments, the violin players, the cello players, the horn players. It's all good and really good musicians and real music, real instruments. So I was very happy with that.
Is there any song which defines the album?
Not one, no. It wouldn't make sense to try and just pick one.
Okay. Is there any song which is more important to you?
No, they're all my children. and like I said, some of them I've known for a long, long time. So, I'm even more proud of those, of the ones that I have been sitting around for 20 years and has suddenly, now finally have people listening to them.
When will you start the tour in Europe?
Well, I'm going to do a show this weekend in Madrid, but the actual tour will start October 3rd.
October, will you be here in Greece?
No, that's later. But yeah, I'll be there in October. I don't remember the date right
13th.
Me, but yeah, in Athens. And I've never been in Athens before, so I only wish that I was able to stay for a few more days, but just going to have to do one and out.
Okay, tell me some things about the DVD. The DVD with Tyketto. We've got tomorrow, we've got tonight.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what made Myths, Legends, and Lies happen. Because, again, when I was thinking of my solo songs, there were songs that I knew I wanted to have horns on them. There were songs I knew I wanted string parts on. And like I said, I wasn't sure if I was ready to try all that. But when we decided to do We've Got Tomorrow, We've Got Tonight, it started small. The idea was small. It was really just supposed to be Tyketto playing acoustically. And then somebody said, well, if we're going to play acoustically, then, you know, we should really get a proper grand piano for Jed to play. So, okay, we got a grand piano. Then somebody said, you know, if you're going to have that, wouldn't it be nice to have strings on this song, you know? And, okay, well, we looked at synthesizers, and then we decided, no, let's actually get real string players and then real horn players. And so all of a sudden, we have that, we have the three backing vocalists, and we realized, okay, we got all these people signed up to do these songs. Well, somebody has to give them their parts. So I had to sit down. I spent a couple of months writing the vocal arrangements for the singers, the string parts, the horn parts, putting that slowly together so that it made sense. And when I did that for We've Got Tomorrow, We've Got Tonight, I realized, okay, I can actually do this. I didn't know that I could handle that. And it was some of the hardest work that I ever did. And then we put on the show for 2 nights at a nice little theater in Wales. We had people come in. It was a sit-down event. We had dinner and everything else, and we played a lot of Tyketto songs in a very different way. They're still very, very exciting. In fact, some of them extremely so. You know, you get something like Faithless, and instead we didn't make it a ballad. We played it loud and big, but we actually found a way to put, you know, the strings on it so it sounds like Led Zeppelin, you know. And something like Kick Like a Mule, we turned into this monster jam with full horns and everything else, and it's just a load of fun. I'm really, really proud of that project.
And Danny, are there any plans for a new album with Tyketto?
We talk about it from time to time, but nothing's being planned yet. We'll see. Right now, you know, I'm so busy promoting my new album, and I'm also in the middle of writing a new album with Dan Reed, who I sometimes tour with in a group we call Snake Oil and Harmony. And so we decided to write an album. We're going to record that at the end of October, and then have a tour for that in March. So we'll see how that goes.
Do you prefer to perform as a solo artist or as a band member?
I like it both. I don't think I prefer either one. Performing as a solo artist is certainly easier, but it's easier to perform, but it's harder to do everything else, because if I'm planning a solo album, well, then I have to do all the planning, you know. If Tyketto is doing a project, then it's me and Michael and Chris, and we're all working together to make something happen. But when it comes down to it, just performing, 2 audiences are very, very different. You know, the acoustic shows are quiet, and you might get 150, 200 people very intensely listening, and of course the Tyketto show is just full out rock and roll, and they're 2 completely different animals, and I like them both.
Do you prefer to have a new solo album sooner?
I think it'll be sooner. I think 11 years is a long time, but it's also, you know, now that I know that this system works. I mean, you know, we did the Pledge Music thing, and of course that's a whole another story. But now that I know that the fans are really willing to be so amazing and so helpful, you know, with something like this, with a project, I think in another year or 2, if I'm ready, you know, I can go to the fans and say, right, I'd like to do another one, because I have certainly more songs, and yeah, I think a couple of years, but you never know with the schedule. You know, I'm happy to say that at my age I'm quite busy, so I'm very, very fortunate.
There are so many years for doing these things. You have done so many things in the past. Is there something that you would like to do and you haven't done it yet?
Well, I haven't been really successful yet. That would be nice.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm not David Coverdale or Joe Elliott.
Okay, but I think that you have done so many things with your music. You have tried new things and all of this stuff. So that's why I'm asking.
I'm very lucky because, while I'm not, a big, really, really famous musician and all that, I have managed to make my living, make my life playing music, and that is wonderfully rewarding and satisfying, and I love it. And the fact that there's always seems to always be something new coming along the horizon. I think, the things I haven't done yet, I'd like to get involved in soundtracks or movie music. Writing with someone else. I couldn't do it by myself, but some of these songs on my solo album, songs like Black Crow or Seven Bells, they definitely sound like they could be in a film, and I'm trying to get publishing companies to see if they can get the songs put into a movie somewhere or something like that. I'd like to get involved with that a bit more. I think that's very exciting.
Yes, that's nice. Do you believe that today the recording procession is different from as it was in the past? Do you believe that the things have changed?
Well, yeah, everything's changed. The big, all those big record companies handing out all that money to all those bands, that's all gone. And what you have now is, the ability to record very good quality things at home on a laptop. That's the good side. The bad side is, it's people don't really buy music much anymore. They'll download it, but you can't really make a living selling albums. It's not possible anymore. Vinyl is coming back. CDs are going away. It's very, very confusing to me. What it is that comes next. But the truth of it is that nobody really knows. Big record companies that are left, they don't know what to do next. We, the musicians, we don't really know. We're just trying to keep up with, the way the technology changes almost every month.
Let's talk about your influences. What kind of music do you really like to hear when you're alone, let's say?
Part of, I think, the influence for making the solo album is because I like everything, first of all. I mean, I listen to so much, and music from all over the world interests me. But in the end, I love great songwriters. So, like, getting ready to work on my solo album, I listen to a lot of Bruce Hornsby, John Hyatt, Sting, Tom Waits, Don Henley, people like that, Elton John and Bernie Taupin. These are all people that I really admire. Peter Gabriel. And so with this album, I'm not saying I'm as good as those guys, but I'm trying to be in the same circle, maybe on the outer edge of the circle.
Danny, what to expect from you in the live show in Greece and at the Crow Club?
Well, I'll have to see when I get there. Now, when I did the UK tour, it turns out every show went like 2 hours long, and it really wasn't my intention, but nobody minded, and there was an energy between the audience and myself. So why stop? If we're all enjoying it, I'm enjoying it, and I never play the same show. So, I come with a book of songs, and I put my book up on the music stand, and I'll feel like, maybe I'll do this one tonight, and maybe that one, and then somebody will shout something out, like, oh yeah, I can play that one. Hang on, go through the book, and so you never quite know. So what I like to try and do, and gets harder as the older I get, but I like to try and cover my whole career. So, I'm doing songs from all the different Tyketto albums, my solo albums, the From the Inside albums, occasionally a song from a guest spot I did somewhere or something like that. You just never really know. And Wasted too, of course. So, yeah, I'm going to wait and see what I think the people in Greece would like to hear, but I have a feeling it's going to be, more of the hard rock stuff, because the times I have played in Greece before, Greek rock fans know how to party. I know that.
Yes, I have the same feeling too. Do you want to say something to your Greek fans?
Just that I'm excited to finally see some of them. I've only played in Greece twice before, once in Thessaloniki and once in Crete. So this is my first time in Athens, so I'm the most excited person in the room. See that.
And what about the future? How do you imagine yourself in, 10 years from now?
Oh boy, old. I hope that I'm still doing this. I really do. Especially the kind of solo project stuff. I think it's, as I get older, it makes more sense. It's more like me. I will keep doing Tyketto as long as I can feel good going up and down that stage and being the front man that I like to be. But if I ever start feeling tired and weak, then I'm not going to do it. But so far, so good. And when you got guys for inspiration like Mick Jagger, I'm going to keep right on going.
Okay. What do you think about Tyketto? Do you believe that this band will have a future from now on?
Well, we'll do what we can, the thing about Tyketto is that it's very important to us that we're not a nostalgia band. And, by that I mean people don't come to see us so they can remember how cool it was when they were 19 and Forever Young came out. Yes, that's part of it. But we also try to stay current. So, 2 years ago we released Reach. We'll do another album. We like to be fresh. We like to feel that we're active and we're not just like a jukebox. Play everybody's favorite song, go home. That's not how we are, and that's why our stage show is as exciting as it is.
And yes, and that's why people still like you and follow you. I think that you have new ideas. You don't stay at the past.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I think with our fans all around the world, they know that every time we walk out on stage, it's to give them the best show we know how, as opposed to, same old thing, same songs, da-da-da-da-da. It's not like that with us. We're always excited to play. We're always excited to see people wherever we go. And we understand that, it's not like it used to be. You used to, you didn't really meet your fans that much in the 80s and 90s. You were sealed off from them. You were in the tour bus. You were on the planes. This is different now. You shake a lot of hands. You talk to a lot of people. You have a beer at the same bar with everybody, and it's part of a kind of a musical family. And Tyketto, everybody in Tyketto is very aware of that.
How do you feel about the fact that the fans still like you after all these years and they still admire you?
Oh, it's a great honor, and like I said, I think it's just because they know, how honored we are that they come to see us. We don't ever take that for granted.
What about the audience, Danny? Do you see any differences to the audience in Europe and in USA?
Well, yeah, we don't play in America very much. A few shows here and there, the Monsters of Rock cruise, all that sort of thing. It's hard to really explain the difference, but in the end, I think the European audience, the UK audience, they have really long memories. And like I said, if you gave them a great show back in the day, they don't forget you. And so the next time you come around, they say, oh, yeah, those guys, they were really good. I'll see them again. America's a little more, I guess, when it comes to music, it's quite often is more about fashion. And if you're not in style, people just, they change their minds very quickly. I think European audiences have a much longer attention span.
And Danny, what's the secret to stay forever young?
I don't know the exact secret, but I'm guessing it's got something to do with doing what you love.
Okay, Danny, I would like to thank you for this interview, but before that, I just want to say something. Hi, I'm Danny Vaughn from Tyketto, and you are listening to Black Velvet Radio.
Oh, yeah, ID, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, hang on. Hi, this is Danny Vaughn from Tyketto. It's time to turn the music up. You're listening to Black Velvet Radio.
Perfect. Danny, thank you very much. We are waiting to...
Will I get to meet you in Athens?
Of course. We're waiting for you and to see the live performance. And I would like to know that all the Greek people waiting for this live, because they really love and the band and you and your voice, and I believe that it will be a great night.
Thank you. I'm really excited. Like I say, I've never been, and I only wish that I could stay for a few days, because Athens is someplace I've always wanted to see, but unfortunately I have to go the next day and start recording in a studio. So I'm going to have to do this and then come back next year.
Next year. That's a deal.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well done. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very
Bye
much.
bye.
I'll see you in October.